Hello and welcome back to the Automation Effect, your podcast for marketing, AI, and business growth through personalized marketing strategies. I'm your host, I'm Mario, and today we're tackling basically the biggest challenge for every business out there. How do I get new customers? How do I acquire new leads in order to, grow our companies, right? Now, let's cut to the chase here. If you're struggling to bring in high quality leads with your marketing and then convert them with sales, the chances are it starts always with one simple truth. You don't have a clue who your target group and, more importantly, who your ideal customer profile is. Your ICP is basically the foundation of your entire business, of your entire marketing strategy, of your demand gen strategy, and of your sales in the end. So the issue is with undefined target groups. Basically, you're trying to catch a fish in an ocean, in a vast ocean, with your content that doesn't pretty much resonate with anything. So you try to catch a salmon, but you tend to forget that this fish only eats a certain type of food and not like your fancy, highly crafted, non-targeted bait. So why is an ICP so freaking important? Well, without a well-defined ideal customer profile, basically your marketing efforts become just a generic messaging, a generic outreach, and you basically end up wasting valuable resources chasing the wrong leads, the wrong type of customers, and essentially you're just losing money in the end, right? And that's not just frustrating, but it's costly. And then we tend to nitpick who is maybe at fault. Why did this campaign doesn't work? Why isn't sales able to convert these new leads to new customers? Now ask yourself, why should anyone want to work with you when in the end it's not very, very clear what you actually are, what you're trying to sell, and who you're trying to sell to, right? That's just wasted time, wasted money, wasted everything. And that's not, maybe even that the marketing messages are bad, or your activities, your measures are bad, but you're basically targeting the wrong people. And then everything else in this whole endeavor, marketing and sales, is just not working anymore. And you can't convert any new customers and you tend to lose big. So you need to ask yourself, who are the customers that will actually benefit from your product? What are their pain points? What keeps them essentially up at night? When you really can answer these questions, you create laser-focused marketing messages that highly resonate with your target group. And then you can start converting these opportunities, these leads, into customers. And essentially, if you don't define your target groups, your ICP in the first place, this essentially leads to other big problems. Like I mentioned, you spent countless money, lots of dollars, for literally nothing. So essentially, when you don't know who you're targeting, every cent, every penny feels like pretty much a gamble, a hit or miss. Your target group has no freaking clue who you are. You need this clear ICP. And only then your messaging can connect with your target group, with your ICP. And here's another big issue. So when you have no ICP defined, when your messaging doesn't resonate, your competitors who probably do a better job than you, they just laugh at you and just take off. They take the money for themselves, the big portion of the cake, and you're pretty much done for, right? And that's not something we want to have in the first place. But we want to make sure that everything we do is going to drive growth, drive revenue, increase the dollars in our pockets, right? And the next big thing, if you don't know who to target to, you have no idea which marketing channel, which channel you should be targeting and putting out your messages, essentially. Is it a blog? Is it social? Is it maybe a forum? Is it an event? Is it a podcast? Is it whatever? And basically, not every channel works for every audience. If you target developers, they couldn't care less about LinkedIn, for example, but maybe the decision makers do. So you need to target the right people on the right channels. But one of the biggest problems is when you do not have a target group in place, nobody cares about your content and essentially about you. You need to define your ICP. You need to define your target group. You need to narrow down to a certain group of people, maybe even consisting of just 1,000, 2,000 people, instead of going too broad, too fast, in order for you to reach everyone, because everyone might be able to buy our product. Nobody cares if you don't have your ICP in place. And not everyone will buy and use your service, your product, your platform, or whatever. And everyone in your company says, yeah, but maybe these people could. Yeah, they could, but that's not the point here. You need to narrow down and focus on one ICP, on one target group, on the decision makers in the first place, and then you can scale from there. So you might ask now, how do I actually define my ICP? What's the solution behind this concept? Ask yourself basically, who are they? What do they want? What troubles them? Why do they need my solution? What is their intention? Where do they spend time on? You have to understand their needs, behaviors, their motivations, their challenges, their pains, their everything. And once you nail down this ICP, your marketing strategy, your business strategy, your sales will fall in place. And the real outcome is not just having like campaigns that aren't like nailing the head of the nail, but no, actually, I don't know if that's a saying in English, but these campaigns now are engineered to perfection to speak directly to these people who matter most for your business, who want to become your customers. And then it's not just about generating leads, it's generating the right opportunities that in the end, the only thing left to do is close them to become your customers. That's a bit of a different issue here. So basically, you need to have a good product, right? That actually fulfills the the promises you make in the first place. Other topic. So now you might want actually ask, hey Mario, how do I actually define my ICP? There are a few set of parameters you should have in place in order for you to have it easy. The first thing is you have to define your target market. Define the company size, the number of employees, maybe even the number of marketers in a team, the number of salespeople in the team. Is it maybe run by a founder? Is it run by investors? Is it run by whatever? Is it like more like an S&P 500 company? Is it a small company? Is it a medium company? You have to define that. Then define the key industries you are offering your product to. And yes, again, here you could say it's relevant for everyone. True, but you have to narrow down. So you could start out with just the tech space. You could start with consulting space. You could start with maybe even agencies. You could start with manufacturing, with banking, with financials, etc. But you have to narrow down. Next point is, in which country or region do you want to market your product to? Is it just for, let's say, the German region? Is it even narrower? Is it for example just in Berlin or Frankfurt? Is it Germany, Austria, Switzerland? Is it Europe? Is it the Americas? Is it even if it's the US, you can narrow it down to individual states? You have to start small again. Then ask yourself, who is going to buy my product? Is it the CEO? Is it the CMO? Is it the CTO? Is it the founder? Especially for medium businesses, sometimes it's always the founder who makes the decision. Don't target the users. They use, yes, but the initial pains come from way above. You have to reverse engineer the whole thing. Who uses it? Who's the influencer? Who's the buyer? Who is more like a roadblock in the decision-making process, etc. Therefore, you can use the concept, the buying center in marketing. It's a nicely written concept. You can have a look into. Make sense of to have that mapped out as well. And once you have done this exercise, you can ask yourself, which type of technology is required for my product or service to work. So for example, for me in marketing, if I work with my company, we want to have, let's say, HubSpot in place, something like maybe Pipedrive, maybe the Adobe Suite, maybe we want ChatGPT to have been subscribed, etc., etc. in order for your product to actually work. Now, the last but not least, the intent topics is something you need to consider researching in depth. And with intent topics, I mean, what are the pain points you are solving for the customer? What do they search for? What keeps them up at night? Why do they actually need your solution? So this could be something like, I have no idea, or what troubles me most is that every project I conduct is running out of time in the end, because we do not have a project management tool that helps us to nail the timings every time, and that gives us maybe notifications, etc. And in the end, we are losing money because we aren't able to finish the project in time. So these people have a challenge, a pain. They can't finish a project in time. So you can reverse engineer as a company, if you're selling project management software, you can reverse engineer the pain. We aren't able to finish a project in time because XYZ, reverse engineer that back to what do they need in order to make this happen, and what are the outcomes, the results they can achieve when they have this project management tool. But the pain is we aren't able to finish the project in time, and this loses up money. And if you use this, we are losing money. For example, we are losing 50K every time we don't finish a project in time, and they have like 10 projects a year. That's 500K. Your ad could be something like, or your copy could be something like, hey, with our project management tool, you finish projects in time and save 500,000 euros, dollars of revenue by not missing the deadline. And there you go, basically, right? Now, that's a bit of a detour now. And last but not least, competitors. To research your competitors. What are they doing? What are the alternatives your buyers might be considering? And this isn't like a deep dive into your competitors, but it allows you to know how you need to position yourself as the clear and better choice for your customers to make in contrast to your competitors. The next step, and this is like more like a potential step, it's like a whole extra set of to do you should be doing, is how do you position yourself? What are you? So your positioning is essentially your answer to the question, why should my target group choose me over the competition? What makes me special? What is my value proposition? You have to clearly tell your market what makes you unique. Is it like your approach? Is it maybe your customer service? I don't know. You need to share hard facts why it is you. This could be your maybe even your CV. Why is it you that are the special key to achieve your goals with this one company, with yourself? Then you can differentiate through the messaging we just discussed. Once you have the ICP in place, you can tailor your message directly based on pain points, on gains, on features, on benefits, and how you actually make sure that you are the expert that solves these problems. And then, once you have this in place, you basically build trust and authority. You are going to get known for this certain service, for this product, and you're good to go. And like mentioned, once you have the ICP in place, maybe even your positioning in place, you can start creating content that really, really resonates with your ICP. So how would you create the messaging that actually resonates, right? That's the next question. Your content must always, especially in, let's say, awareness phase, address the specific pain points and challenges your customers face. You have to use the language, terminology that resonates with your buyers in order to make it relatable and solution-oriented. And what I mean with that is, don't bash with features and all that crap nobody really cares about. They want to be understood. If you talk to them in the pain points, in the challenges, they quickly think, you know what? This Mario guy, this company, they really get me. They get me and they know what they're talking about because they then offer a solution. They tell me that other companies have achieved these results with their solution and they're worthwhile working with them. Sure, that's like a demand gen funnel quickly going through, but that's the thing. in your messaging, try to tell stories. People love stories. Everybody loves the story about Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader and how Luke learned from Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi to beat the Empire as an orphan, having this cool crew that essentially then destroys the Empire in like 3 movies, right? Everybody loves that. Know how to use storytelling. Know how to use storytelling with data, right? Tell the stories in use cases, in success stories, and highlight how your service has these real improvements, these real results. If you have that all combined now, you can mix up your content in different formats. You can use blog posts if you want to, if you are more like the website junkie, or webinars or videos, infographics, short videos, podcasts. Tell the stories in different formats. Use short form video, use text, use whatever you want and whatever works for your company, for your customers, for yourself. Not everybody's too inclined on being on video. And trust me, that's like a real biggie here. That's especially during the first few sets when you record video, it's you're not comfortable. You just don't like it, right? And then also, and for every content, try to find a clear call to action. What are the next steps? What should they do? This could be something for like selfish reasons. Hey, buy my product, so to say, but don't overdo that. Or give them like a call to action. Hey, do XYZ, like I mentioned in this post, and share your results. That could be like a cool thing. And hashtag me and etc. Or hey, if you want to have deeper insights, here's this use case you can read, or here's this customer testimonial you can read. And once you have all these 3 things, the ICP, the positioning, and the content in place, the last thing you have to do is actually just set up a demand gen, a first campaign, a paid media campaign. And like this campaign isn't so hard to set up. It's not like super magic. It's actually pretty easy. A campaign usually consists of 3 layers. You have this awareness stage where you target basically a cold audience that hasn't had the chance of getting to know you in the first place. You share your leadership content, your expert content, the pain, discuss the pains that these your ICP has. Provide free, valuable content. Free. Right? Don't gate anything. No white paper, no webinar, no nothing. Don't gate. Just pure knowledge. Share your knowledge. So the first stage is essentially already your content you've been sharing all along, but you can reuse it as in a paid social campaign afterwards. But again, narrow it down. Narrow your target group down. Don't target founders and CMOs and salespeople and financial guys and or whatever. Focus on one target group, and usually you probably get like a target group of maybe 1,000, 2,000 people. And then also your ad spend will go down. Test various assets, test various messaging options, test various formats, and use them basically. Use those that provide the greatest results. In the middle of funnel then, we need to nurture the leads. We need to nurture those people that have engaged with our ads in the awareness channel, and we retarget them by showing them success stories, testimonials, use cases, interviews, outcomes, or in-depth consulting content. The middle of funnel part, the nurturing part, is for those people that already know us, that already have engaged with us, and that want to know more about what we do and how we actually solve their problems without selling to them. So do not sell directly in this nurturing phase. It's more about sharing your expertise on a case study, on a success story level, how this company achieved XYZ. And the same goes basically for a webinar where you showcase a certain set of methods, how you can solve pain XYZ with the service you provide without being salesy. In the last part, in the bottom of funnel part, we are going to capture the demand we created in the first two steps. And the content we use then is essentially there to qualify leads into real customers. We use direct response content that have the idea to bring the ads engagers, so to say, onto your landing page to book a consultation, to buy the product, etc. And in this stage, if you've done the other parts right already, the friction of not converting to a customer or not wanting to have a discovery call with yourself is very, very, very tiny, because you already qualified them down to this part where you only want those people in this bottom of funnel stage, that actually have a desire to fix their pains. So it's no blah blah. It's just on point messaging. If something like if we're coming back to the idea of the project management tool, increase revenue by XYZ 500K per year by not missing the deadline with this project management tool, set up a discovery call, etc. And then your leads run through. And the good thing is you don't have all these marketing qualified leads, these nonsense stuff going on. Nobody really cares about, right? But only those that actually want to work with you in the end. And that's what we want, right? So if we wrap things up, ICP, positioning, messaging, and then you can build campaigns. But essentially, the ICP, your target group definition, is the one key resource that allows you and your company to address the right set of people, to bring in the right customers without having to overspend money on marketing, without having to build and use marketing activities that provide no real value, without having sales tell marketers, hey, nice leads, but they suck, basically. That's the thing. And then, using a demand gen approach, you can basically tackle all your favorite wanted customers in the end and get them to be part of your world. Okay, guys, that's it. That's the episode about ICPs and target group and narrowing it down to a certain set of people in order to have the potential to address your target group with the right messaging in order to grow your business through increased opportunities. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, just give me a quick shout out. Send me a direct message, whatever. See you next time, I guess. Bye-bye.